Hello everybody, this is the first time I'm doing a long-length video like this. To introduce myself, I'm Anon, and welcome to my channel. I'm not a Creatures of Sonaria YouTuber, so please do not beg me for things in the comments section. To clarify, again, I am not an official content creator, nor do I own the title. I'm just a casual player who enjoys the game when I'm free. Otherwise, I'm drawing or animating, which you can find on my channel. Anyways, to get to the point of the video, I've wanted to make this video for a while talking about the current state of the game. I know everybody and their mother had made a video on this by now, but I wanted to give my 50 cents to the problem that has not been addressed, let alone acknowledged by the devs yet. So let's go over what I find the main issues of the game. Also, heads up, I am doing a giveaway at the end of the video, so please stick around for that. Let's talk about the rising issue that is prices. It's hard enough to keep track of everything, especially with the weekly release of 2 creatures. My 2 biggest issues right now are the trial creature prices and the weekly release of 2 creatures that sometimes come off as rushed. I honestly feel bad for how short the deadline are for each creature to be released. The devs should really slow down to make something great for everybody. It's like Game Freak popping out a lukewarm Pokemon game at the end of each year instead of working 2 or 3 years on something everyone can be happy about. If the devs slowed down and fixed the actual game issues, like how bland and repetitive the game can be, it would be so much more enjoyable for everyone. Let's talk about the other issue, which is trial prices. That's a recent issue. The price of trial creatures has skyrocketed recently, which completely unlives the hype for a lot of players who can't afford or don't have the time to give to new creatures and their increasingly demanding missions. By the time the prices drop, the hype is gone. Next, I want to talk about the login shop. Some creatures require daily streaks, which is a cool reward for players who hop on daily. However, having 3 creatures obtained this way is ridiculous, when the other 2 obtainable creatures are just a passive collection. When you hop on from time to time, it's a way to discourage new and veteran players alike, which is the next thing I'm going to talk about. Let's talk about the issues with the actual gameplay itself. It's a learning curve, let's be honest. New players want the behemoths because they think they're the best creatures in the game. And I appreciate that not all the supermassives cost an arm and a leg to get, like Corottos and Venuela. However, these usually aren't the case with other behemoths like Boreal Warden, Golgoroth, and Takamoroth, costing upwards of 3 to 15k. On top of that, one slightly experienced Galeran or Noctalion can destroy them. My biggest issue is the learning curve to the game. Being introduced to what creatures are weak to or strong against. When new players are thrown into this game, it really is something you have to figure out on why your T5 is so weak to bleed only to get absolutely demolished by a Minowi. Another issue is obviously the new realm. It was such a bad idea that on update day the entire shadow was empty. Shadow artifacts being so grindy for low tier gimmick creatures was a slap in the face for everyone. And be honest, how often do you really see Zimrax or Kilutatra? With how grindy they are in game, it's no surprise nobody wants them. It's not even worth the effort either, especially for hardcore players that want a challenge. Plus, it's not even worth traveling there because of the debuffs, so you can't even peacefully grow something even if you wanted to. It was an idea that was poorly executed and awfully advertised. Frankly, we don't need it, and it should have been an event like Spring Meadows. Finally, I really wanted to talk about the rising issue of clans. People seem to be very divided on if they like or hate the idea. It is something I've been seeing more and more of. Sometimes with whole rival clans taking over Oasis to have a clan war. Toxicity is nothing new to a PvP game, and honestly, you have to expect it. However, for some people, such as myself, it's the only actual reason I hop on the game anymore. There's a real issue with causes, even for people who are pro or anti-cause. There are a lot of actual issues with it itself. But in my personal opinion, clan wars fix that issue. For the people that want to cause, they can, without being teamed or targeted by other players by somebody mad in chat. And for the people who don't like causes, no worries. They're too busy helping demolish their rival clan. I personally really like the idea, and for that, I wish that the pack limit went further than 8 people, maybe up to 10 or 15. I understand the argument of both sides, and I hear the fans. However, I personally feel that until there are drastic changes to the games, people will continue to find their own ways to make the game replayable. Lastly, I wanted to cover the issue of hoarding, especially with role limiteds. You know the game is bad when people are dehumanizing others and disrespectfully coming at others for a lukewarm creature to add to the arsenal of other creatures they'll rarely play as. On top of that, it's not just the players that want the creatures that are the issue. It's the actual owner of the species that's the problem. The hoarding problem is getting way out of hand, and the way cause is set up. The rich get richer and the poor stay poor. Unpopular opinion, but role limited should not be trade locked. It should be available for everyone to trade with. It would make them all more universally available. Destroy the anxiety it is to reach out, or wait to get lucky for a limited owner to reach out. Also, it would make the prices drop substantially, and the worry for black market and cross-trading would nosedive, because it would be accessible for everybody. Then again, that's just my opinion. I could go on and on, but I'll save the headache of not repeating what 100 other people have already said. For the sake of the game's future, I really hope changes are put in place, considering how the player base is dropping. I feel like Sonaria is slowly being driven to the same fate Dinosaur Simulator had, but it's not by a developer that doesn't care about his game anymore. It's for the opposite reason. It's because the DEVs care too much about keeping the audience fed with new content each week instead of fixing what's broken. Thanks for watching. This format of video is new to me, so please leave critiques in the comments section on what I can improve on or what you like. I'll leave the giveaway rules up so you can read them. Thank you all again. See you next time. Bye!